Right, we're going to have to start with injuries. Of course, we know there's two long-term ones, but how about Danny Monroy and Jackson?
Jacko's ill, so he's easy. Danny, I don't know actually, so he'll be with the physios today, and we'll find out more today. I said this on Saturday. I don't really want to say this because we haven't got a definitive answer, but we think he's okay. But I've worked in clubs before where you think somebody's okay and you get the coolie thing and you sit down and you get really bad news. So we'll wait and see. But Danny's hopefully shouldn't be too long.
On to the players that are fit. I think fans are still a little bit shocked about seeing Keeper Delican at the weekend. We're going to see more of him.
I hope so. We need him. So I've always said Hakeeb's a really good, I nearly said kid, he's a man. He's been a brilliant pro. He's very respectful. He's very professional. He's got undoubted ability. I said this on Saturday. He's made his debut when he was 16. He's had some good moves. He's got a lot of football, huge amount of minutes behind him. And if we need him, which we do, we'll use him. And I say use him respectfully, not as in use and abuse somebody, but he's an employee of the club. He's a very good player. I have a brilliant relationship with him. So if he can help us and we can help him, everybody wins. But it's an ongoing conversation. There's lots of other things behind the scenes of that. But he's fit and ready to go. He's available. And I think I proved and he proved on Saturday that relationship's strong. And if we need each other, we can. The most important thing is what's best for Lincoln. And that's what I'll always put before anybody. And as I said, Hacks and I get on really, really well. We have a really strong relationship. And I thought he did very well on Saturday.
Yeah, I think a lot of people on social media and watching the game as well were really rooting for him to score. Everyone loves a redemption story, don't they?
Yeah, do you know what was amazing? When you watch Ethan's goal, have a look at Hax's reaction. It's amazing. Like, it really made me smile. And so for anybody watching the game, to show you or talk about Hakeeb's strength and power and want and will to the cause, have a look at his reaction when Ethan scores his goal. It's fantastic.
And let's talk about that power, because having had that break, do you think that potentially energy levels were a bit of an issue this weekend?
When I looked back at our numbers were really lower. But sometimes, Beth, a lot of that has got to do with the game. Carlisle, it just reminded me. I was really calm during the game. It just reminded me of Cambridge last year. A team coming to play their way, and it's a good way, and they played some good football. I know Paul was really, really pleased with his team's performance. He said it's the best they've played this year, which is no good to me. But they spoiled the game, they ruined the game in terms of slowing it down, taking the time. Set pieces took ages, keeper took ages. We're one of the highest in the league for ball in play since I've been at the club. I think we're third in the league this year, but Saturday was one of the lowest. So we're a team that wants to get the ball back in and play football. But they did nothing wrong, they never broke any rules. So I just felt it was just a reminder of that Cambridge, a really fractured, low intensity game, which they did well. It was up to us to try and make that quicker, get speed and tempo up. So our numbers were quite low on Saturday. Everybody's meters per minute high speed run, it was really low. But I think that's a reflection of the game and not the players. I know during the game the staff were on the side saying, like, the lads we're not sharp, we're not quick, we need to. I was quite calm about it. Not that I was happy with it. I just felt that that's the way the game was, and that's what Carlisle made it.
After having that week off, does having a Tuesday game straight after coming back, is that beneficial?
No, not to us with all our injuries.
Okay, fair enough. If it weren't for the injuries, would it be beneficial to you?
Yeah. But I wasn't disappointed in. I wasn't disappointed in our performance on Saturday. I think sometimes circumstances and the way the game goes. I thought we were really poor at Shrewsbury, but we won 1-0. So every game's different. But we've got an amazing game tomorrow. Derby away. Brilliant club, big club, outstanding manager, multiple promotions, really good players, whoever they play. It's going to be a really, really tough game, and it's arguably the best, apart from our own home games. It's if you could pick an away game to play and enjoy and embrace, that's probably your number one.
Derby traditionally getting quite far in the EFL trophy. Do you even think about that, or is this just new season, new team?
No, you've told me something I didn't know. I've no interest in Derby or what they do or what they have done. I wouldn't have a clue about that.
So does the people in your group, the teams in your group, actually affect your mentality, or do you think about the group at all?
No, every game to me is the same. We approach every game the same. Whoever we give the utmost respect to every player, team, manager, and opposition fan that's coming to us or we're going to. You know, that's the least we should do, first and foremost, for our own values and standards, and out of true respect to the game and to the opposition. So it doesn't really matter to us who we play. We treat every game the same, and we approach every game the same. And I've said this multiple times to yourself as well, Beth. 80% of what we do is about us, irrespective of who we're playing.
But of course, this is a team that you know you can beat. You did it last season. How beneficial is it for you to know a team rather than go into, you know, say the under 21s game? That is this a time to move up the group?
Was the first game in the group,
yeah.
So obviously Wolves have played Notts County. It doesn't really matter who Paul puts out. They're going to have a really, really strong team. You know, when the tables come out and you get Derby, it's like, bloody hell, wouldn't have picked them, that's for sure. So it's as tough a game as we can get. One thing we've proven since I've been at the club, you know, we take the cup competitions really, really seriously. We go out to every game to try and win a game. It's what we're paid to do, it's what we're responsible for, and tomorrow's no different. We'll be going to Derby, doing our utmost to try and win a game, and with the belief that we can win a game.
I listened to Paul's pre-match interview this morning, and he was saying that he was convinced that you were going to put a weaker side out tomorrow. Of course, I'm not going to make you tell me that right now, but do you think you're going into it the underdog then?
If we put a stronger side out, we'd be underdogs playing at Derby away. That's a fact. But we go into every game with the belief that we can win games, and we've proven multiple times against what would be a more powerful opposition that we can win games. We can get good results when we're the underdog. There's nothing wrong with being an underdog. I think the facts are Derby will have a stronger squad than us. They've probably got an arguably I say a better team, but we don't fear anybody.